Introducing Pokemon Titanic Isle and Pokemon Vast Sea, part of the Newfador Fakemon region. The Newfador region is based on Canada with lots of specific references to Newfoundland. Now this region is created by Peebo Koifish and I've linked their Instagram in the description for you to go and check them out. Now let's get into the complete Newfador Pokédex. Moose, grass type. Moose often hide deep in the forest. On foggy days they emerge to water their mossy coats. They are often found playing with one another on sunny days, prancing around in fields of lupin. The name combines moose and moss. Luperbo, grass and rock type. Luperbo let out an extremely sweet scent. They enjoy basking in the sunlight to grow their flowers. During the winter, their flowers wilt, revealing their rocky antlers that they use for sparring. The name combines lupin and caribou. Signaloose, grass and rock type. Signaloose are very proud creatures. Although sparse, Signaloose were one of the first Pokemon discovered when settlers came to the region. Their antlers collect water in the rain, which birds use to bathe. The name combines Signal Hill and Moose. Orcandle, fire type. Orcandle left the sea thousands of years ago. They produce an extremely flammable oil-like wax that secretes from their tail and blowhole. Their wax was once highly sought after to fuel the region's lighthouses. The name combines Orca and Candle. Killoil, fire and ghost type. Killoil walk around on their strong arms after losing their legs in evolution. The oily wax that secretes from their blowhole hardens to form a strong outer shell, used to protect them from the region's hunters. The name combines killer whale and oil. Blubbernt, fire and ghost type. Blubbernt's body has completely burned away. Its hardened wax shell is all that remains, but its fiery spirit lives on from within. It spouts large plumes of smoke to warn other Pokemon of oncoming danger. The name combines blubber and burnt. Newfloat, water and normal type. Newfloat love to swim, although they aren't that good at it yet. If their trainer goes swimming, they'll happily jump in after them. Their water typing is attributed to their excessive drooling. The name combines Newfoundland dog and float. Labregard, water and normal type. Labregard are adept swimmers thanks to their webbed paws and flotation pouches. They're quick to dive in after any Pokemon or trainer that appears to be struggling in the water. The name combines Labrador and Lifeguard. Newfoundingy, water and normal type. Newfoundingy spend as much time as they can in the water. They're proficient swimmers on account of their webbed paws. Their thick coats allow them to swim in freezing cold conditions. The name combines Newfoundland dog and dinghy. Burmine, normal and ice type. Despite Burmine's ice type abilities, it does not like the cold. It vibrates its body with intense shivering to keep itself warm. It also hangs around hot springs and fire type Pokemon to stay warm. The name combines Burr and Ermine. Scout, ice and fire type. Scout love their extremely warm fur coats. Even if they become too warm, they will never part with their beloved fur. Their coats allow them to thrive in snow, keeping them warm enough to gain the fire type. The name combines Stoat and Coat. Fluffin, flying type. Fluffin live on oceanic cliff faces. Their puffy coat of feathers is extremely water resistant. As a result, they can float in water. This comes in handy when it is learning to fly but lands in the ocean instead. The name combines Fluff and Puffin. Aerofin, flying and water type. Aerofins soar to great heights before diving for their prey. They hold their catch in their beaks to display their prize to others. When they aren't hunting, they enjoy sitting on cliffs and teaching Fluffin to fly. The name combines Aero and Puffin. Pulfindive, flying and water type. Pulfindives spend most of their time in the water, only ever jumping out for a quick flight. They can hold their breath for an extremely long time. Once they have locked onto their prey, it stands no chance of escaping. The name combines Puffin and Dolphin and Dive. Larbate, bug type. Larbate are born in shallow waters. They evolved hooks to defend themselves, but predators are still attracted to them. Some of the region's fishermen use them to catch Pokemon on account of their irresistibility. The name combines larva and bait. Pupob, bug type. Pupob's hard outer shell holds a pocket of air, allowing it to float in water. Some Pokemon bite onto its sparkly tail. Fishermen in the region get it to latch onto the end of their lines with its powerful mandibles. The name combines pupa and bobber. Mayskeeter, bug and flying type. Mayskeeter evolves a colourful body to attract prey. Once a Pokemon bites onto its hooked needle, it carries them off back to its nest. They're a very popular choice for fly fishers of the region. The name combines Mayfly and Skeeter. Leleafed, grass and flying type. Leleafed can be seen floating around on light breezes. They often can't control where they fly as they are at the mercy of the wind. Leleafed inspired children to fold leaves, resulting in the creation of paper airplanes. The name combines Lil and Lift and Leaf. Moplane, grass and flying type. Moplane use large gusts of winds to carry them high into the sky. Once at a good height, they'll dive down and strike. If the conditions are right, they can reach Mach speed. They're often seen fighting with each other. The name combines Maple Leaf and Plane. Miniature, poison and grass type. It's uncommon to find a miniature without its parent. That being said, miniature found on their own always appear much happier. The putrid smell of their flower petals attracts bugs. The name combines miniature and mink frog and pitcher plant. Peacher, poison and grass type. Peacher use their tongues to lure prey into their mouths. Their mouths are lined with a slippery substance so that whatever falls in can't climb out. Once inside, their prey is dissolved with a strong acid. The name combines peeper frog and pitcher plant. Perpercher, poison and grass type. Perpercher use their own young as bait to lure and prey. Every once in a while, it will dip its child into its mouth to share the food it has caught. Its stomach acid is the strongest dissolvent in the region. The name combines perpetrator and pitcher plant. Amptenna, electric and bug type. Amptenna store electricity in their battery-like abdomen. They can deliver a powerful shock through a bite. However, they use most of their power to send and receive signals to and from other amptenna. The name combines ant and amp and antenna. Satyliz, electric and bug type. Satyliz control entire colonies of amptenna by sending orders through their abdomens. They become extremely aggressive if someone disrupts progress. A single sting can paralyze someone for weeks. The name combines satellite and Elizabeth and Buzz. Peak, normal and dark type. Peak will search for unattended nest and pretend to be another Pokemon's egg. They're able to manipulate the gooey remains from the egg they live in as a pair of arms. They hide by closing their shells. The name combines peep and egg and peak. Cloaken, normal and dark type. Cloaken are known to flap their ears to make it appear as if they are struggling. They get the majority of their food by tricking other Pokemon into thinking that they're helpless. The name combines cluck and cloaked and chicken. Hencognito, normal and dark type. Hencognito are known for stealing eggs from other Pokemon's nests to eat. When they steal an egg, they will often leave a peak behind in its place so that they do not have to take care of it themselves. The name combines hen and incognito. Rooster, fighting and dark type. Rooster are extremely territorial. They mate with multiple hencognito and fight other roosters that enter their territory. They never help raise their young and in some cases eat rivals' peaks. The name combines ruse and rooster. Hooklin, steel type. Hooklin have evolved to attract predators with their shiny bodies. Due to the steel typing, most Pokemon cannot digest them. Once caught, they will stun opponents by whipping them with their metallic lines. The name combines hook and capillin. Cincture, steel and water type. Cincture lure into the deepest depths of the ocean. They're able to whip their tails with tremendous force. If something bites one of its fins, it is almost certain that Cincture will bash it with its heavy anchor tail. The name combines sinker and anchor. Hankerbell, fairy type. Hankerbell are extremely polite. They always greet other Pokemon with a curtsy. They shed their silky cloth once a year. Those who find a discarded cloth hang onto it for good luck. The name combines handkerchief and bell and Tinkerbell. Shecrit, fairy type. Under a Shecrit's sheet, its legs go all the way up to its ears. They have the ability to stretch themselves extremely tall or completely flat themselves to the ground. They only need to manipulate their legs to do so. The name combines sheet and secret. Clothuple, fairy type. If each of Clothuple's 4 heads stretch out, they can make themselves look like a fancy table. Sinistea often sit on top of them to help complete the charade. They're able to feed on liquids that soak onto their cover. The name combines cloth and supple. Rocklash, rock and fighting type. Rocklash are interlocked in a constant state of battle. They smash their bodies into each other in an attempt to destroy their foe. The clashing of their bodies emits small sparks. The name combines rock and clash. Bolduar, rock and fighting type. Bolduar have been fighting since their discovery. They never take breaks or rest. They've gone crazy with the lust to smash stones of all kinds. They keep smashed pebbles and pieces of Rocklash from their battles as trophies. The name combines boulder and war. Shackrock, rock and psychic type. Shackrock is the result of Rocklash making peace with each other. Shackrock has learned to release its frustration, ignorance, and hatred through meditation. It uses its psychic powers to keep itself stacked. The name combines chakra and rock. Kitsowatt, electric type. Kitsowatt store electricity in their pouches on their cheeks. If they ever build up too much power, they release it by thumping the tail on the ground. They love to chew on tall trees during lightning storms. The name combines kits and kilowatt. Durvolt, electric and ground type. Durvolt often build up more electricity than they can handle. To deal with this, they roll around in the mud. They build special dams that generate power. They clear entire forests so that lightning will strike their dams. The name combines dirt and beaver and volt. Toastello, fire and fairy type. Toastello push dry sticks through their bodies to fuel their internal flames. They have an especially sticky grab. If one gets a hold of you, it's a pain to shake it loose and you're very likely to get burned. The name combines toasted and marshmallow. Smolten, fire and fairy type. Smolten evolved their outer shell to help keep in heat. Their sugary exterior has partly melted away to reveal their chocolatey insides. They leave an extremely sticky trail behind them. The name combines s'more and molten and tent. A tackle, dark and steel type. A tackle sit very still on docks, hoping to trick fishermen into feeding them larbait or hookland. Their mouths are filled with many sharp hooks. Once it closes its mouth on its prey, it's unlikely to escape. The name combines attack and tackle box. Cyanpip, psychic and ground type. Cyanpip's patience is unmatched. Psychic energy is stored in the quills of its feathers. They increase their strength by levitating sand, grain by grain. Powerful Cyanpip have the ability to make the sand dance. The name combines Psy and Sandpiper. Shorebinder, psychic and ground type. Shorebinders have mastered their psychic abilities. If enough of them work together, they can reshape entire coastlines. They use their powers to create ideal nesting grounds by shifting shorelines. The name combines shore and bender. Rochambeau, rock and steel type. Rochambeau's paper-thin limbs are barely strong enough to hold up their bodies. They have the opportunity to learn a move of every type. That, plus their signature ability, rock, paper, scissors, can make them quite an intimidating foe. The name is based on Rochambeau or rock, paper, scissors. Rabu, ghost type. Rabu make their homes out of children's lost rain boots. When it rains, they like to splash in puddles. It's said you can tell a Rabu is nearby if you can hear an eerie hopping and squeaking noise. The name combines rubber boot and boo. Goulash, ghost type. Goulash hide themselves inside old abandoned golashes. It's said that if someone accidentally puts one on, they are doomed to lose that limb. Their eerie squeaking drives some people mad. The name combines ghoul and goulash. Squibbly, psychic type. Squibbly's constant flood of thoughts often leave them dizzy. They often get headaches. To remedy them, they massage their head with the psychic powers from the cups of their tentacles. The name combines squid and wobbly. Newfador Meowth, water type. Meowth's love for gold led to them spending most of their time with seafaring treasure hunters. As a result, they adopted the water typing. They always carry their most prized possession, a family pearl, in their tails. Newfador Berserker, water type. The only thing that Newfador Berserkers love more than gold is the sea. They can extend their claws to form swords that they duel with. They'll often bury their treasure and mark its location with an X. The alternative Newfador Meowth, rock type. These Meowth are much more feral than their regional counterparts. They live in the mountains where they sharpen their claws on rocks. It's rumored that they store gold in hidden caves, but nobody has ever found one. Newfador Persian, rock type. Newfador Persian can be extremely vicious. Living high up in the mountains, they're rarely seen, only coming down when it snows during the winter. Their obsidian claws are strong enough to slice boulders in two. Newfador Delibird, normal and water type. Newfador Delibird's typing changed as a result of how often they were taken out fishing with their trainers. They are excellent swimmers and keep everything they catch in their net-like tail. Newfador Mimikyu, ghost and normal type. Newfador Mimikyu learned that they could get more praise and attention by mummering. They wear discarded sheets and often lost pieces of clothing to complete the mummer look. Newfador Pawniard, steel and poison type. Pawniard in the Newfador region evolved to fight with poisonous gases instead of blades. Their specialized hands produce an extremely toxic aerosol that can be released on command. Newfador Bisharp, steel and poison type. Newfador Bisharps excrete poisonous fumes from the vents on their head and hands. They also produce canister-like shells that they throw to distribute their poisons at a longer range. They have fought in wars. Newfador Magnemite, water type. Magnemite are unable to levitate in the Newfador region. To combat this, they evolved extremely buoyant bodies. Their tiny legs help them scurry on land though. They spend most of their time floating at sea. Crababui, water and fire type. Crababui evolved special lamps so that they wouldn't get hit by ships. Newfadorian ships look for their lamps to avoid crashing into the coast. The more Crababui that link together, the brighter their beams become. The name combines crab and bob and buoy. Crababoiler, water and fire type. Crababoiler live near the numerous oil rigs of the Newfador region. They feed off of spilt oil, burning it to keep themselves warm. They are often associated with oil pollution, but they actually help contain most spills. The name combines crab and bob and boiler and oil rig. Newfadorian Phalanx, ice type. Newfadorian Phalanx are far more aggressive than their Galarian cousins. It's said that they came to Newfador on icebergs. They're widely considered an invasive species and need to be kicked out of areas they try to invade. Skalinskip, ice and dragon type. Skalinskip feet evolved into massive plates that fuse together to form a hull. They are capable of traversing the land, but they prefer to stay at sea where they are most deadly. Some say they own the icy water. The name combines Skjaldborg and Link and Skiff and Ship. Newfadorian Sudowoodo, steel type. Sudowoodo evolved to mimic the large number of birch trees in the region. Lumberjacks use them to cut down trees with their razor-sharp leaves. They occasionally shed light metal sheets similar to tinfoil. Misseed, grass type. Misseed are exclusively female. They spend most of their time soaking up the sunlight. On very bright days, they will dance away all the extra energy that they generated through photosynthesis. The name combines Missy and Seed. Granheart, grass and fairy type. Granheart are fragile but extremely caring. They live for hundreds of years. It's said that they care for orchards of berry trees deep in the woods. They feed their berries to lost or hungry Pokemon. The name combines Grandma and Bleeding Heart. Buddy, grass type. Buddy are exclusively male. They spend most of their time soaking up the sunlight. On very bright days, they will dance away all the extra energy that they generated through photosynthesis. The name combines Bud and Buddy. Grand Pagonia, grass type. Grand Pagonia live to be hundreds of years old. They may be flimsy, but they are extremely knowledgeable. It's said that every Grand Pagonia has a garden of flowers they tend to, somewhere in the region. The name combines Grandpa and Begonia. Burrowworm, ground and bug type. Burrowworms spend most of their lives underground, but when they emerge, they always make sure to coat their heads with nutrient-rich soil. They hate bright light and only emerge from the ground in dark caves. The name combines burrow and worm. Whirlworm, ground and bug type. Whirlworm dig tunnels deep underground to form oxygen pockets. If an unwanted visitor ever enters one of their caves, they will dig around the cavern's walls and constrict their bodies. The name combines whirl and worm. Luftion, flying type. Luftion's tails have pockets that store hot air. This allows them to float. They have trouble guiding themselves around when it's windy. At the end of the day, they will float above the clouds to watch the sunset. The name combines Luft and Eon. Gillychick, steel and flying type. Gillychick use their razor-sharp beaks to trim grass to weave between their feathers. Because of this, they blend into their surroundings. They trust their parents to watch over them from afar. The name combines Gillysuit and Chick. Sniperch, steel and flying type. Sniperch have an extremely evolved eye. Once it is locked on to its target, they have no chance of escaping. They're able to take out targets from extremely long distances due to their specialized beaks. The name combines Sniper and Perch. Frivia, water type. Frivia are born before they're fully developed. As a result of this, most of their organs are in a bubble outside of their bodies. They're extremely cautious with their bubbles, protecting them at all costs. The name combines Fry and Caviar. Berealmon, water type. Frivia evolve into Berealmon when they are confident enough to make the long journey downstream to the ocean. They live in the sea until they return to their nesting grounds or end up on a plate. The name combines Boreal and Salmon. Salmagro, water and dark type. Borealman evolve into Salmagro when it is close to breeding season. They become so aggressive that they adopt the dark type. Some have theorized that it's the water from their birth stream that causes their evolution. The name combines Salmon and Aggravated. Blitzjay, flying and electric type. Blitzjay's tail feathers are extremely conductive. They often sit on telephone wires and siphon small electrical currents. When they're ready to attack, they point their tail feathers at their target. The name combines Blitz and Bluejay. Bora-Ora, ice and psychic type. The piece of coal lodged in Bora-Ora's head is said to be their third eye. They use their psychic powers to warp cold gusts of air around their bodies to stay cool. This results in an Aurora Borealis-like effect in the shape of a scarf. The name combines Aurora Borealis and Aura. Winterbogan, ice and psychic type. Winterbogan use the psychic power stored in their cold to conjure sleds made up of the northern lights. They're able to fly around as fast as the wind will carry them. They always leave a freezing cold breeze in their trail. The name combines winter and toboggan. Sprinkit, bug type. Sprinkit have incredibly powerful legs. They are able to leap over 30 times their height. They are known to enjoy fog and often spotted leaping into oncoming fog banks. What they do in the fog is a complete mystery. The name combines spring and cricket. Cricurse, bug and ghost type. Cricurse are known to stalk their prey at night, leaping out of sight before ever being spotted. When they rub their legs together, an eerie tune plays. It's said that anyone who listens to their song is doomed to die in 3 days. The name combines cricket and curse. Dragoose, dragon and flying type. Dragoose are extremely obnoxious. They charge at anyone in their sight, biting anything they get close to. Some say they are so aggressive because they are protective of their horde. However, nobody knows what it is that they hoard. The name combines dragon and goose. Kodragoon, dragon and poison type. Kodragoon have extremely toxic personalities. A single bite can deliver enough venom to paralyze a mamoswine for a week. They love snacking on poisonous berries. The name combines cobra and dragon and goose and goon. Prinpow, fighting type. Prinpow are very courageous. They never shy away from a fight and often go out of their way to protect other Pokemon. Their doughy exterior allows them to take a lot of blows. They try to cover a bump on their head with their hair. The name combines Prince and Pow. Kingmondog, fighting type. Kingmondog are ruthless. They love to pick fights with strong opponents because they know they're able to take a beating. Professional wrestlers often train with a Kingmondog by their side. The name combines Moondog King and Pokemon. Snootroot, grass and ground type. Snootroot are known for their rotten attitudes. When a Snootroot is having a bad day, they will spend hours sulking, half buried in the dirt. Even when they emerge from the ground, they appear melancholy. The name combines snoot and root. Carotid, grass and ground type. Carotid hide underground and grow their roots to ridiculous lengths. When one of their roots hits another ground type Pokemon, it will wrap around them and siphon their energy. The name combines carrot and rotten. Infestigator, poison type. Infestigators swarm the sewers of the Newfador region. They gather together to take on a far more intimidating form to scare trespassers away from their nests. They're one of the smelliest Pokemon in the region. The name combines infestation and gator. Wormore, water and dragon type. Wormore live in the murky depths of freshwater lakes. Some Newfadorians are convinced they've seen a mythical beast where one is spotted. They are hard to see due to their semi-transparent bodies. The name combines worm and moray eel. Nociluet, dark and bug type. Nociluet are the smallest Pokemon. Alone, they're almost entirely invisible. Newfadorians claim to see mysterious figures leaning up against trees in the woods, but when they investigate, the shadowy figures completely vanish. The name combines Nocium and Silhouette. Grok, rock and ghost type. Grok were hunted to extinction when early settlers colonized Newfador. Due to their recent extinction, fossil reviving machines have not been able to successfully bring one completely back to life. The name combines ghost and great orc. Rorquespine, rock and ghost type. In an attempt to revive Grok further, scientists fused Grok DNA with other prehistoric Pokemon. This resulted in Rorquespine, whose bodies grow out of control, protruding from their backs. The name combines Great Orc and Rock and Spinosaurus. Mammik, rock and ice type. Mammik appear to mimic another undiscovered ancient Pokemon. Once the spots that mimic eyes grow on their trunks, they will keep them raised above their heads in hopes of fooling others. The name combines Mammoth and Mimic. Brachymammik, rock and ice type. Brachymammik are one of the few warm-blooded fossilized Pokemon to be revived. Their thick fur coats allowed them to thrive in frozen environments, mimicking other ancient Pokemon. The name combines Brachiosaurus and Mammoth and Mimic. Flarfasaur, rock and fire type. Flarfasaur love fire. When they manage to spark a flame with their flint claws, they break out into hysterical laughter. The harder they laugh, the brighter their own flame burns. The name combines flame and laugh and Dilophosaurus. Snickarsonus, rock and fire type. Snickarsonus need only snicker for their flame frills to blast at full capacity. They love starting fires by scraping their flint claws on rocks. They snicker whenever they think about burning something. The name combines snicker plus arson plus Dilophosaurus. Newfadorian Vanillite, ice and grass type. Newfadorian Vanillite's inner bodies are entirely composed of maple syrup. They are often seen covering leeks on their bodies with leaves. It's not advised to try their syrup even if they offer it to you. Newfadorian Vanillish, ice and grass type. Newfadorian Vanillish find it extremely hard to contain their maple insides, resulting in a continuous overflow. They make use of their sticky syrup to immobilize their enemies. Cyroil, ice and grass type. Cyroil are known for their extremely rich syrup. They produce so much syrup that their bodies are always overflowing with it. Often referred to as the king of sweets, some say their syrup is to die for. The name combines syrup and royal. Newfadorian Wooper, ghost and ground type. Due to excessive hunting, Newfadorian Wooper migrated to dark caves where they hoped to never be found. Their gills evolved into a pair of ghostly limbs that they use to dig. Their pale skin is extremely sensitive to sunlight. Bandshriek, ghost and ground type. Sunlight burns Bandshriek's skin. To protect itself, its ghostly arms have evolved into a foggy shroud that it uses to shade itself. If sunlight does touch its skin, it lets out an ear-shattering shriek of pain. The name combines Banshee and Shriek. Newfadorian Timber, fighting and grass type. Newfadorian Timber are favoured by the region's lumberjacks. They love to help carry wood around and occasionally help split logs. They adopted the grass type as a result of living in the woods, closer to nature. Lumber, fighting and grass type. It's said that if you give a lumber an axe, it will remain your loyal companion for life. These mon are extremely hard workers, always assisting their trainers with strenuous labour. The name combines lumber and lumberjack and burley. Deforester, fighting and grass type. Deforester are able to knock down the largest of trees with one bash of their head. They're also known to rip entire trees out of their ground with brute force. Some say they can carry an entire forest on their backs. The name combines Deforester and Durable. Newfadorian Yamask, water and ghost type. Newfadorian Yamask arose from the spirits of people who died in a shipwreck. They will forever cling to the life preserver they froze to death holding. They hate cold water as it reminds them of their untimely death. Recorigus, water and ghost type. Although feared by many as harbingers of bad luck, Recorigus watch over dangerous rocky waters, scaring off boats from sites they would certainly wreck in. They only wish to help others avoid the same watery fate they did. The name combines wreck and sarcophagus and egregious. Torlog, grass and water type. In Newfador, Torlog were herded to the shores to prevent massive forest fires. The waves extinguished their fires, but they quickly became fond of drifting out at sea. They used seaweed to propel themselves. The name combines torch and log. Torlog was originally discovered in the Arceus Fakemon region. Squiddrift, grass and water type. Squiddrift are extremely hard to spot. Most people who claim to have seen them only saw driftwood. They store air within their trunks that they release when they wish to dive deeper. The name combines squid and driftwood. Fire, fairy and ghost type. Newfador and Fire are very elusive. They wear a Spheel's coat and look identical to one while swimming. On land, most people are only able to differentiate them due to the bright gleam of their pearls. The name combines fierce and pearl. Fire were once discovered in the Greston Fakemon region. Mararu, fairy and ghost type. Once evolved, Newfador and Mararu will acquire a new coat that fits their larger size. If you come across a Celia while diving, it might just be a Newfador and Mararu in disguise. The name combines mermaid and pigaturu, meaning pigtail. Resifade, fairy and ghost type. Newfador and Resifade sing songs that lure sailors to a watery demise. While swimming, they look identical to Walrein. The hair on their pelts continues to grow as long as they are wearing them. The name combines Arceus, a city in the Canary Islands, and fairy and mermaid. Fluzu, normal and poison type. Newfador and Fluzu are always sick. This doesn't faze them because they love to sleep it off. They will purposely infect one another so that they can spend more time napping. However, they always cover their coughs around their trainer. The name is based on influenza. Fluzu was originally discovered in the Canada and Fakemon region. Coroma, virus form, normal and poison type. Coroma virus form are always horribly sick. They have small pouches all over their bodies that inflate with air when they cough. They evolve special vents on their back to help them with their breathing. The name combines corona and coma. Coroma coma form, normal and poison type. Coroma coma form are stuck in an eternal slumber. Their cushiony bodies are extremely comfortable and their neck inflates with every snore. Sleeping on a Coroma's arms will leave you extremely well rested. Fliggy, dragon and grass type. In Newfador, Fliggy quickly became obsessed with maple syrup. They burrow themselves into maple trees so that they can lick up freshly produced syrup. They love the taste of Newfadorian Vanillite. The name combines flying and twig. Fliggy was originally discovered in the Nova Reliquia Fakemon region. Wormmonk, dragon and grass type. Newfadorian Wormmonk loves syrup. They always raise their tails above their heads so that syrup drips down their bodies. Newfadorians will often tap them, but Wormmonk hate being robbed of their sap. The name combines worm and trunk. Dragosap, dragon and grass type. After consuming a large amount of syrup, Wormmonk will evolve into Dragosap. Dragosap always lay upside down so that syrup will trickle directly into their mouths. They are too obese to use their wings anymore. The name combines dragon and sap. Jellyme, fire and psychic type. Newfador and Jellyme are extremely hot-headed. They're able to turn their negative thoughts into steam that they then store in their bubble-like heads until they need them later. Newfador and Jellyme never forget. The name combines jellyfish and umi, meaning sea in Japanese. Jellyme was discovered in the feral Fakemon region. Kunomi, fire and psychic type. Newfador and Kunomi have much better control of their fiery abilities. They often burn away negative memories in their heads or cast them away in the form of an attack. If desperate, they may cast away good memory in self-defense. The name combines Kunoichi, meaning female ninja in Japanese, and umi. Ninjusa, fire and psychic type. Newfador and Ninjusa are able to steal and burn the memories of others. Most people use Ninjusa to forget traumatic events. However, there are some that use its power for more nefarious purposes. They are known to collect happy memories. The name combines ninja and Medusa. Pubble, rock type. Pubble's round bodies make it very easy for them to roll around. People find them to be extremely calming and are used in medical environments to reduce the stress of their patients. Due to their kind heart, many children grow up taking care of one. The name combines puppy and rubble and pebble. Rockapoo, rock and fairy type. Rockapoo are extremely loving Pokemon. The excess love that they are given is stored in their gem where it can later be redistributed to others. Only trainers with big hearts are able to own Rockapoo. The gem on their necks is indestructible due to the power of love. The name combines rock and cockapoo. Uglick, psychic and normal type. Uglick may be hard to look at, but where they lack in looks they strongly make up for in sound. Uglick use their psychic powers to levitate their arms and hop around. They rhythmically stomp the ground and whack their bodies to create joyful music. The name is based on the ugly stick. Tereus, ground type. Tereus often mimic their parent behavior. They help protect their colony's nest by patrolling the grounds, shooing off any trespassers. They use their sharp claws to hold their ground or launch dirt at their enemies. The name combines Terra, meaning earth, and Terra, meaning fear, and Eas. Tomahawk, ground and fighting type. Tomahawk's talons are sharper than the blade of an axe. Despite the fact that they can't become airborne, they are able to run so fast that some people say they fly across the plains. They are extremely territorial. The name combines Tomahawk and Maw and Hawk. Hootapilla, bug and normal type. Hootapilla evolved to look like Hoothoot to avoid confrontation with flying types. They've become so good at mimicking them that they sometimes receive gifts from some Noctowls that believe they're orphaned. The name combines Hoothoot and Caterpillar. Noctomorph, bug and normal type. After watching a Hoothoot evolve, Hootapilla will take their disguise one step further and evolve into Noctomorph. Noctomorph uses the patterns on its wings to confuse and frighten its prey. Like Noctowl, they too are nocturnal. The name combines Morpho Butterfly and Noctowl. Cast Lure, ghost and grass type. Newfadorians' love of fishing unlocked a never-before-seen pre-evolution for Delmise. Cast Lure wrap themselves around old, abandoned, or lost fishing rods that they find while scouring the depths. The name combines Cast and Lure and Casper. Shubble, water and rock type. Shubble shells are extremely durable, able to withstand crushing depths. They keep a bubble of air in their shells that they use to breathe while roaming the ocean floor. If they are frightened, they will fully tuck into their shells for safety. The name combines shell and bubble. Newfadorian Shuckle, water and rock type. Newfadorian Shuckle's appendages are extremely sensitive. If it feels something brush up against one, it might just explode. They plant themselves at the bottom of the ocean and wait for their prey to swim in close. Shubnautical, water and rock type. By spinning their legs very quickly, Shubnautical propel themselves through the darkest depths of the sea. If they have an extremely strong bond with their trainer, they allow them to climb into their shells and pilot them around. The name combines Shuckle and Sub and Nautical. Gaffop, normal and steel type. Gaffop are extremely patient learners. They use their hooked tails as a gaff to help pull in their trainer's fished up Pokemon. They're not able to fish on their own, but they love to admire their trainer's fishing skills and consider it an art. The name combines Gaff and Fop. Newfadorian Smeargle, normal and steel type. In Newfador, Smeargle do not paint. Instead, they fell in love with the art of fishing. Using their brightly coloured tails as bait, they are very successful at catching large water types. They often fish with their trainers or alongside Gaffop, teaching them the ropes. Hauntotox, dark and poison type. When Hauntotox migrated to Newfador, they quickly discovered oil spills in the sea around various oil rigs. They love to cover their bodies in the sticky substance. Wingull often lands on them, doomed to be stuck to Hauntotox for the rest of their lives. The name combines haunted and toxic. Hauntotox was first discovered in the pseudo-Fakemon region. Petrolipper, dark and poison type. In Newfador, Hauntotox unlocks a regional evolution by forcing the Wingull at its trap to evolve, consuming its soul in the process. Petrolipper has full control of the Pelipper's body, being able to flap its wings and close its beak for extra protection. The name combines Petrol and Pelipper. Pico, electric type. Pico use electrically charged echolocation to locate precious stones in cave walls. Their favourite treat to search for are thunderstones. Miners of the region often use them to help locate all sorts of treasures in the mines. The name combines pitch and pickaxe and echo. Quarry, electric and rock type. Quarry's extremely refined hearing allows them to recognize the sound of every mineral they strike. The energy they get from eating thunderstones is turned into light that shines out of their heads and wings. This may not be useful to them, but the region's miners have grown to love them for it. The name combines Horibat and Quarry. Coderp, fighting type. In all honesty, researchers aren't sure why Coderp are a fighting type. They're the most populous Pokemon in the region, so some say their strength is in their numbers, but a Coderp on its own is essentially useless. They taste great. The name combines Cod and Derp. Codzilla, fighting and dragon type. Codzilla are one of the rarest and most powerful Pokemon in the region. Nobody believes that a simple Coderp could evolve into such a mythical beast, so hardly anyone has ever tried to train one. They can fire concentrated beams of aura from their mouths. The name combines Cod and Godzilla. Pilmet, bug type. Pilmet have the ability to retract the plates on their backs, but they tend to leave them down so the visors protect their faces while they roll. They can often be seen racing each other down steep hills. The name combines Peelbug and Helmet. Centispeed, bug and ground type. Centispeed can reach such high speeds that some people say they fly across the land. They're especially fast in mud or on dirt. They tend to get frustrated with their trainers if they can't keep up with them. The name combines Centipede and Speed. Weavelocity, bug and ground type. Weavelocity are true speedsters. They often kick dirt up in their opponents' faces with their tire-like exoskeletons. They will often let their trainers mount them to go on joyrides together. The name combines Weevil and Velocity. Quadurtle, bug and ground type. Quadurtle are much slower than their previous evolutions, but they are much bulkier. Quadurtle are able to trek across much rougher terrain as a result. They're happy to carry their trainers across dangerous terrain. The name combines Quad and Dirt and Beetle. Phenacone, grass type. Fennecones are extremely elusive. It's said that you will never find a Fennecone, they will find you. They're extremely protective of their tails. They won't let their trainers touch them, even if they've known you for years. The name combines Fennec and Pinecone. Foxmas, grass and ice type. Foxmas are cunning and agile. The right conditions allow their tail to sprout and grow. They only allow others to touch their tails 1 month every year, and only then to decorate it. They are much more friendly during the month of December. The name combines Fox and Christmas. Cast form, fog form, ghost type. Parts of Newfador are known for their extremely foggy weather. As a result, cast form of the region started to appear in a new, spooky cloaked form. In heavy fog, it's likely that you are being watched by cast form, you just can't see them. Young Gome, normal and fairy type. Young Gome struggle to fit in with their communities. As a result, they roam the land in search of a place they belong. They're very quick to make friends with all sorts of Pokemon who are attracted to their brightly coloured bodies. The name combines Adam Young, the author of The Little Red Shed, and Home. Jellyroam, normal and fairy type. Jellyroam always travel in rows. They're known to be very caring because they shelter small Pokemon within the holes on their bodies. Small communities tend to form wherever they choose to settle. The name combines Jellybean Row and Home and Roam. Gunky, poison and psychic type. Gunky are extremely absent-minded. The mucus their bodies create is full of strong chemicals that keep them in a mesmerized state. People who have come into contact with their snot claim to have had bizarre visions. The name combines Gunk and Junkie and Donkey. Jackacid, poison and psychic type. Jackacid will refuse to battle their opponents unless they mess with the vibe. Their hair is soaked with a psychedelic grease that they produce. Some people let Jackacid guide them through mystical journeys. The name combines Jackass and Acid. Shrisile, fire and flying type. Shrisile propel themselves through the air with very powerful and precise blasts. They're particularly good at locking onto their targets due to their thermal vision. They love to soar above the clouds to admire stars. The name combines Shrimp and Missile. Clawcat, fire and flying type. Clawcat use the vents on their back to fly through the air. Their punches are incredibly powerful due to the extra thrust behind them. They can rapidly molt and fire their shells around their claws if they need to. The name combines Claw and Rocket. Hortnoir, steel and ghost type. Hortnoir will hide themselves on the floors of forests. If it manages to lock something in its powerful jaws, it binds their soul to its body forever. They are favoured among some of the region's hunters. The name combines Haunt and Hunt and Gnaw. Hortnoir, defense form, ghost and dark type. When Hortnoir defeats a Diggersby, they can bind their soul to its body. In this form, Hortnoir's defenses are extremely high. They use their big ears to block blows and burrow themselves into the ground. Hortnoir, speed form, ghost and dark type. When Hortnoir defeats a Swordsbuck, they can bind its soul to their body. In this form, Hortnoir's speed is extremely high. They make use of Swordsbuck's strong legs to charge into battle or flee from danger. Hortnoir, HP form, ghost and dark type. When Hortnoir defeats the Snorlax, they can bind its soul to their body. In this form, Hortnoir's HP is extremely high. They make use of Snorlax's large body to tank various hits and deal heavy blows. Hortnoir, attack form, ghost and dark type. When Hortnoir defeats a Lycanroc, they can bind its soul to their body. In this form, Hortnoir's attack is extremely high. They make use of Lycanroc's sharp claws to tear into their foes. Lantern, dragon and electric type. Lantern's glowing bellies help guide them in the dark. They used to live on the rocky shores, but when a great darkness swept over the region, they fled to the caves. It's rumoured that they will appear to light paths for the hopelessly lost. The name combines Lantern and Wyvern. Lantern is the pseudo-legendary of the region. Bicon, dragon and electric type. Bicon can arc electricity between their two heads. When they do this, bright beams fire out of their mouths. They use these beams to blind their enemies or scare away those that dwell too far into their caves. The name combines Bi and Beacon and Dragon. Lydrodora, dragon and electric type. Lydrodora were known to inhabit the coasts, shining their beacons out to sea, signaling to any lost Pokemon. When they coil their necks, they build up a charge that powers the blinding beams they fire from their mouths. The name combines Lighthouse and Hydra and Ghidorah. Lycanyem, dark and grass type. When the rock first rose from the sea, Lycanyem was there to cover it in life. When the humans settled and started tearing down its forests, it grew very angry. Legends claim that it's the reason hundreds of people go missing in the woods. Lycanyem is a legendary Pokemon of the region. The name combines Eichmudyem and Lycan. Humberg, dark and ice type. When the rock first rose from the sea, Humberg was there to calm the raging tides. When the humans settled and started overfishing the seas, it grew very angry. Legends claim that it's the reason hundreds of people go missing at sea. Humberg is a legendary Pokemon of the region. The name combines Humpback Whale and Iceberg. Cubblue, fairy and poison type. Cubblue was created by Lycanyem to help quell the dark forces the humans brought when they settled Newfador. They act as the embodiment of kindness. Those that spend time around Cubblue become very caring. Cubblue is a mythical Pokemon of the region. The name combines Cub and K and Bloom and Blue. Urbel, fairy and fighting type. Urbel was created by Lycanums to help quell the dark forces the humans brought when they settled Newfador. They act as the embodiment of courage. Those that spend time around Urbel become very courageous. Urbel is a mythical Pokemon of the region. The name combines Ursa and Appel and Herbal. Bivon, fairy and flying type. Bivon was created by Lycanums to help quell the dark forces the humans brought when they settled Newfador. They act as the embodiment of aspiration. Those that spend time around Bivon aspire to do great things. Bivon is a mythical Pokemon of the region. The name combines Bay and Fae and Avion. Mowlink, psychic and electric type. Mowlink came to Newfador from a faraway region. It's able to use its powers to form a mental link between living creatures. Tiny green jewels that it leaves behind are essential for linking apertures to function. Mowlink is a mythical Pokemon of the region. The name combines Mouse and Jewel and Link. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more full Pokedex videos like this, why not check out the Minecraft or the Australian Sundor region.